gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Recap and Record podcast. My name is Levi, this is Los, and this week is episode 6 of House of the Dragon. We're one away.
Let's go.
Next week's
Let's
penultimate.
go.
How you doing, buddy? Where we at?
Oh man, I'm excited. I felt like this episode, again, it was a little bit all over the place. A little bit like there was a lot of things happening, and so linearly, like it was a little bit hard to kind of keep up with. Like, this happened, this happened.
Yeah.
So like I feel like I can definitely hone in on characters because there was a lot of character development. I felt like in this episode, and there's some characters that are still pissing me off, and then there's some characters I'm excited to see on the screen and see where it goes. And I ain't gonna lie, like because they've been playing these games where Black's out, right? Mm-hmm. I thought that maybe we was gonna give some more episode, and then where it ended where it was at, and I was like. I heard that this had a longer, like the last 3 episodes supposed to have like longer runtime. Now this might have been longer, but it didn't feel longer.
This one was only like an hour, I think a little over an hour, right?
Okay, this didn't feel long. It definitely didn't feel long.
Yeah,
like, and it felt quick. I was like, oh, it's over. Okay.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, but they do what they always do. They give us that long, drawn out. Kind of like, okay, let's ramp it up. And then the last 30 minutes were pretty, hey, some things happen. So and that's of course, and I mean, I explained the whole thing to Megs. We're right before the penultimate. So we've got to kind of sort of take it with a grain of salt because we know that we've got to, and we only have 2 episodes left. So we've really got to start pushing. And we've seen Game of Thrones do this. We've obviously saw it in season 1 where we start panicking because we do have too many storylines going on, too many questions to answer, and what do we include now in these last 3-ish, 3.5, almost 4 hours? And so we're gonna do characters this week.
Let's focus on characters.
Follow it along, and I'll just get these guys out of the way off the bat. Just kind of opening up the episode. We meet the Lannisters. Lannisters are marching forward. And I just have one quick question. I don't necessarily the interaction between them and who were they?
I don't know. I don't know who they were talking to. That's why I was like, dang, who is they trying to team up with?
Someone they need for the war, obviously.
Yes,
obviously.
But it was a sigil flag that I'd never seen before. Yeah. And it was like this like royal blue looking. I was like, who are these people?
Yeah. And it just Lannister being Lannister, belittling his 500 strong army. My biggest question, where'd Homeboy get the lions? Where did they?
Yeah, that lion was dope. I was like, they got lions.
What
and that big ass lion. That wasn't a regular sized lion.
No, that was a Mufasa level.
That was
So
that
what
was.
Do you think we release them to?
Yeah, that's like the intimidation tactic. I think it's like it's their dragon.
Yeah,
but it's a lion, bro. I can still shoot this motherfucker. Like well, I guess they don't have guns, but. Yeah, so you gotta
spears stabbing them. So just very interesting. Do you think we get to see them in action, like at the end of this?
I don't know. I think it might. I'm not saying they don't use them, but I think it's mostly for show. Like if we had like a story about Lannisters, maybe we would see that, whatever. But I don't think. No, I think the lion was. Maybe it's subterfuge, and that was a word that came up later on in the show. But no, I think it's just like it's like a children. It's like it's just there for show.
Yeah.
But an intimidation. But I don't think we're gonna get
Yeah.
Did they ever? They never had lion. Did they ever pull out a lion like in Game of Thrones? I don't remember. I feel like I might have seen a lion once.
I'm sure we have, like one of the kings or emperors. I'm sure had one on a leash or something. Like, I can only imagine. Now it's a good question. Now I have to think about it, and I'm gonna do some research.
Because the Starks had their wolves. I mean, they had their dire wolves.
Right. Yes.
Maybe the lion. I like where you're going though, because that's their direwolf. Like,
right. And we didn't see any of those yet in this series, have we?
yeah,
because we've only seen the Starks at the wall, right? So,
yeah.
Okay, interesting. But we know they have the Stark army. Would they have sent a direwolf with the Greybeards?
Yeah. I feel like you gotta put a direwolf out there.
Maybe, or is it a situation again? We'll do some research here. I should have Googled this before the show, but is it a situation where maybe like dire wolves aren't like they're kind of still pups, you know what I mean? Like
maybe
dragons. So
oh my god, those dragons are so little.
We'll get there in a moment, but it's adorable little things. So interesting. Okay.
So, but yeah, the Lannisters though, it was like they were bitching a little bit, like, you know, and then Aemond, and we'll get into Aemond, but he just was like not having it. But yeah the Lannisters just kind of like, you know, pompous, but also like we don't have like Tywin Lannister there yet, so like they don't seem as strong. Like they're strong probably due to wealth and numbers, but like they're not like formidable. You know what I mean? And that's where Aemond was kind of pissed off at them. But so
let's talk about him. Let's get into Aemond.
Man,
so how we feel
Aemond's
about
authority?
We feel about King Aemond, because it's night and day from his brother. His speech is so well. It's almost as if
rational.
He's only 16 years old.
He's only 16?
I thought I read somewhere.
No, because no, he can't be 16 because Darren is 16. They said Darren was 10 and 6 years. Yes. That's what Gwen said. Yeah. So that's 16. So no, he can't be 16 years old.
No, right here. House of the Dragon. How old are the characters in season 2? Aemond Targaryen, 16. Again, this is another age we can't wrap our heads around, as Aemond looks far older than 16, but given his brother is 2 years older than he is, he has to be that age. So, I mean, but fam, I guess, like, think about it. All it was at that time, thinking back to season 1 and just what we know about Game of Thrones, that was Alicent's duty, was to just pump out those kids. So she must have had Aemond, boop, bam, Viserys was in the sack again, boop, and the quickest way to get pregnant is right after you give birth, because you've got all that estrogen, all the hormones in you, and your body's ready to go. So, rip roaring. So she probably... You know, it's I guess it's possible. In the span of 6 months, she had Aemond in January, got pregnant at the end of January, 9 months later. Now we're into October, November time. Now she's got Darren.
I ain't mad at that.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at I just because I thought they were like kind of indicating that Darren was around that age.
Right.
Unless he's only 10, you know what I mean?
So no, I think no, and I have I have the notes here from a tweet. Everything we know about Darren, he is so it confirmed they're both 16. So
they're twins?
I don't think they're twins. But I think they're both Darren and Aemond.
Okay, you're saying like they are both 16.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, so she was pumping out babies, so okay.
So King
so for a 16-year-old, it's impressive. Now that you're saying that, like, it is impressive because he's very shrewd and he's very calculated, but you can see like I feel like there is some immaturity there because of like when they mention like talking about the people, the small folk, he's like, why would they be mad at us? You know, and it's like you don't get it, bro. Like these people are starving. Like
the only thing your brother was good at was caring about the small folk, giving them the money, promising them the sheep back, and all the.
That was the only thing your dad was good at too.
Right.
I mean,
and so so he just is looking for praises wherever he can and trying to just really take control of the kingdom here. And so, were you expecting the fired moment from Mom?
I kind of did because and this is what I felt too. I felt like and just that one thing, because we are going to focus on characters. I'm glad that this episode did not feature a lot of Kristen Cole. You know what I mean? He was only in there for a little bit, but
and Aemond sent him off. You know, Aemond doesn't like Cole, and Aemond
because he knows.
Yes,
he knows.
Yes,
everybody knows now. That's what I felt. I felt like everybody knows that. I mean, they were smashing. So he sends him off, and then he's like, like really what is your purpose? What are you doing here, mom? Like what? And she's like, but I did this for your dad, and I was here, and I'm the one that told y'all that your dad said that your brother is the doesn't that mean something?
Right. She's
Whatever.
looking for purpose. Right.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? And
Yep.
he's like, nah, like you're dismissed. Like and it's funny too, because then Larry Strong tried to come in there and he's like, you know what?
Slide
No,
right into the DMs with his
yeah,
resume. Like, yo, you need a hand, Regent. You need a Regent hand for your little rule.
yeah. And he's like, nah, I'm gonna
And
call my granddad, bro.
Aemond did the 180 on
Yeah.
him, saying, "Of course, Lars." And then oh my God. He's like, "No, you toad. Go get my grandfather."
Yeah.
Like, oof.
Yeah.
Oh, how happy do you think Aegon's gonna be when a grandsire shows back up to the kid? Like,
I know, because he gonna manipulate his way to
yep.
like even if Aegon would take back over, he gonna manipulate his way to stay kind of in position.
Yeah.
But nobody could find old head though. I don't know where grandpa is right now.
That was another interesting line that we got. So I mean, Aemond, yeah. So then he visits his brother. We find out his brother is awake. All right, guys, listen. We couldn't do season 2 of this podcast without bringing some extra friends along. So we have incredible news. We have partnered with Central PA's newest business opening here in the Camp Hill area. It's called Fantasy Axe Throwing. Okay. These guys are a perfect match for what we are doing right now, because they're not just your typical axe throwing place with the modern lanes with chains and everything. It's just every room is a different theme. They've got their enchanted forest, they've got their Vikings room, they've got their warlock's lair, and they've got their king's castle. You can sit in the Iron Throne itself in the king's castle. So you know what I mean? Whether you're the king or whether you think it's Rhaenyra, like whoever wants to sit in the throne has to do so at Fantasy Axe Throwing. So what we have done is we've partnered with them, Los, and we've got a promo code, okay?
Okay.
So if you go to their website to book any hour of throwing on Sundays, that House of the Dragon is on. So if you book your Sunday appointment at Fantasy Axe Throwing, get it done in the evening, then head home for the 9:00 premiere of each week's episode. If you use promo code Westeros, you're going to get $5 off your ticket from the Recap and Record podcast. Savings on to you. So you can check out our friends at Fantasy Axe Throwing at their website and on Facebook and Instagram, fantasyaxethrowing.com. We'll have links on the screen and everything down below in the description for you to check out there. And of course, maybe if you're lucky, you'll catch Los and I there throwing axes. We've got our passes set up and reserved, so we're ready to go.
Yeah.
You excited, man? I'm
excited. That's dope, man. I was like, dang, they got all the theme rooms. I'm like, yeah, that definitely takes it to a different experience. And then, so you can have your own little team black, team green party.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Go there and then, see who's really who's really on top.
Yep. And it's a BYOB establishment. They do sell light refreshments there and some snacks as well. Is family friendly. They like it to be 12 plus. So if you've got some younger ones, maybe in the teens there to start, but adults, families, parties, couples, date nights, make it happen.
Oh, we about to turn up.
Dude, Fantasy Axe Throwing. I mean, yeah, it's great. So head to their website. You can see, click on the Book Now button. You can see all the available times, the rooms, and everything you need to get yourself booked and start throwing with our friends at Fantasy Axe Throwing.
Dope, real dope, man.
Do you think his brother actually remembers nothing? What's our predictions there? Like, is it?
Oh no, he definitely threatened, bro. Like that was all intimidation, whatever. I felt like, and I think he's like, what do you remember? Or it's also Aegon realizing like, yo, my brother ain't playing with me, so like I can't act like I know too much. I gotta play dumb.
Right.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think he was definitely intimidated, and that's what Aemond was aiming for to intimidate his brother, but
Mm-hmm.
I also think that Aegon is like, oh shit, like he could finish. He could finish. I can't do anything. He could finish me right now, and won't nobody know nothing.
Nah,
So
right. Pillow over the head, whatever. Just push on that wound a little harder. Internal bleeding. Yeah, I mean, nasty.
So is he a good king? Do you feel like he's like a solid king, or do you feel like what do you feel about it?
I think so. Listen, I think he's you this is it's kind of this struggle that we're kind of seeing in, not to take it to politics, but like in like our current election. It's like you have the worst of both sides. Someone wants peace, someone wants war. Someone
Yeah.
wants, and I mean, I'm pretty sure Aemond said it in this episode where he said, listen, my father's dead. So you helped him, Mom. Great. This is my own thing now. Like, I'm out, you're out. So I think when it comes to war and the strategies, he's had the best so far. I mean, now, obviously, we'll get to Rhaenyra's time to shine here in a minute, but like, as far as battle tested strategics, this is what we need to do.
Yeah.
No one else has a better plan.
Nobody else.
Aegon's plan was just to ride into battle drunk on a dragon, and everyone else is like, well, we could do this or do this or do that. But it seems like Aemon's the only one with an actual plan. So in that sense of regard, I think he's doing a great job. But like you said, you have to be the 360 king, right? You have to not only be strategic at war and know your enemies 3 steps ahead. You also can't let emotions run. And we know, based on what Alicent said to him, quote, have the indignities of your childhood not yet sufficiently been avenged?
Dang.
So it's like, what is his game? And we know this is obviously a Game of Thrones.
Yes.
So, I said it last week. I think it's so the internet's still divided. I've been seeing tweets whether he was going to slay Aegon, but Cole interrupted him at the end of last week's episode.
Oh yeah.
Versus him putting it in. I'm seeing a lot of people saying that he probably would have finished him off if it wasn't for Kristen Cole.
Oh yeah, I think so. I think so for sure.
Yeah, so it's just this. He's playing a dangerous game because every time you go out to seek revenge and do things for the wrong reasons, it obviously ends up backfiring, and then it never goes well for you in the end. Which I think he's doing a better job than his brother, obviously, but in the grand scheme of things, no, not really, I guess, overall. But in the moment, I mean, he's certainly shining.
Yeah, he definitely is shining, and I liked how he just even stood up for himself. Because the Lannisters are like crying and pleading for some help, and he's like, yeah, nah, I do what I want when I want. I'm not out here to, be your dog. You can't sick me on anybody. We're gonna do what we gotta do. So he is shining right now, as a king. Looking pretty strong, but we'll see if that lasts though.
Yeah, and so we'll just stick on Team Green for a moment and move right on to Mom. Alicent in this episode, did you get, and even I think a scene from next week's trailer, I'm getting like suicidal thoughts from Alicent. When they showed that shot of her standing at just the open window, I saw a Lannister boy jump. I thought maybe this was it for her because nothing's going according. She had this grand plan that we've all been talking, and it's just continuously unraveling. She's getting fired. Her dad's fired. Her brother is clearly has hatred for her because of the relationship that they have with their father. So now all she literally has to cling on to, she's now metaphorically lost most of her children. I mean, the grandbabies.
Yeah, she don't even know her son. She doesn't even know Darren. Like she's asking her brother, like, yo, what's he look like? What's he look like? I don't even know what this was. He's like, oh, he's handsome and kind. And
I wrote this down. So is that just like, so if you're poor, you're growing up with your family. But if you're in some form of noble, rich household, you probably get sent away. Like everyone's getting sent away.
Well, you could get sent away, especially if like in a time of war, and then we gotta maybe preserve you because you know what I mean, like if they siege the kingdom, they can't have us all lined up, tied up,
south,
you know.
Right? We need someone. Yeah.
So because that's why they remember even Game of Thrones. That's why they sent away the Lannister girl and stuff like that because it was like a war. War is about to erupt. Right. So it's like we gotta send our people to safe places just in case, like, we need somebody to continue the cause. But like, it's wild that like he, she don't even know her son. I mean, she raised them up to a certain point and hasn't even seen him, don't even know what's going on in him.
And we get some information in that moment. So we find out he's 16, like we mentioned. Gwaine says he's clever. He's currently in Old Town serving as a ward. Not sure what that position entails. And his dragon, Tesseron, I believe is how you pronounce it, has taken wing. So I think that means the dragon's big enough to fly and can most likely maybe do a little tiny baby battle. And he's kind and beloved. And so this is just the news that she needs to hear. I think this talked her off the ledge. Right, she's got some damaged relationship with Cole. She's got damaged relationship with her father. Her children don't even they're firing her. I'm surprised she's still alive in this whole thing. Her purpose is slowly dwindling, and I think she sees that. And then and then Helena, this one stopped singing, and I don't know why. To Mom here, there's something there, and I don't think it has to do with the crickets.
Okay. Yeah. So you could just tell, like you said, Allison, this episode, man, she just really is like losing control of everything. And I think she partially kind of blames herself as to like really all this going on, because if she don't get the ball rolling with and then realizing like she might have made a mistake, she just, I think she's blaming herself, and she's just, this is just a result of all her bad decisions. I mean, maybe going ahead and telling everybody that after your husband dies, that he said this, having an affair for however long with Chris and Cole, and now people know about that because now they're bringing up, now you're a pawn now. I mean, they're using her as a pawn because they're like, all right, well, we need to get this side. Well, maybe we can give up the queen, the dowager queen. Maybe a marriage will seal the deal. And she's like, whoa, I ain't no pawn. I ain't no piece of meat. But it's like, but they're like, but really you serve no other purpose. Like that's all you are. And it's funny because once they said something about the dowager queen and getting married off, the one guy looked over at Chris, and like everybody started looking at Chris and Cole like, oh, how you feel about that, homie? And that's how I was like, oh, everybody knows.
And we've seen that. We've seen that happen time and time again. I mean, it happened with Rhaenyra. Like, I mean, so it just, she's just grasping at any straw she can, to the point where her only thing that she can possibly do to think of is just to burn a candle with her daughter. And then obviously with events, then the riot occurs, and then Mysaria.
That was scary. That was a pretty intense scene. I was like, yo, they're going, because they was just stabbing up knights and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I was like, sheath your sword. Like, no, they need to keep their swords out because these people is wilding right now.
Yeah. So I mean, they threw fish at her, the queen of fish, and then just slicing that hand off. I mean, I would, as soon as I saw him grab her, I'm like, oh, his hand, it's gone. And then, but then, dude, they just stomped on him. I mean, and so then Alicent in the carriage with her daughter, and it just hearing, long live Queen Rhaenyra being chanted through the streets. It's obviously in her mind, like,
I got fucked up.
It's over. Right. Like this is it. Like this might be game over now. Like we either need to strike and win, or we've lost, because our only hope is just the army of the Lannisters and Vhagar. And so very 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 emotional. She apologized to Aegon a few times, and I think she's spiraling a little bit, and I'm curious to see where her character inevitably ends up, and how that unravels. So Aegon is awake, and he's just kind of getting the down low and playing the field with all of the people. So Mom was just apologies and kind of company. Larys, after being turned down by his brother, gives him his whole backstory and how just setting kind of the path for him, a life forward, right? Now that
what do you think? What do you feel that path is then?
Well, so I mean, like with just everything Larys said, people are going to turn away from you because you're this now monster. You have scars all over your face. They're not going to treat you the same now. Like you have to adapt to life as I have, and they're going to snicker behind your back to your face when you're in the room. There's gonna be whispers. They're gonna call you burnt face. They're gonna call you clubfoot. And so he's basically just giving him like, look, I've had your back. I've got your back then, and I always will. And it's going to be that kind of if you can think of like the Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, when that one king was kind of under the curse, and he had that guy in his ear just talking to him because he didn't have the wherewithal to speak, because he was kind of I think that'll kind of become their relationship. I think Larys will start as soon as Aegon can say the word and become a ruler again. Maybe we'll see Larys kind of step more into that, kind of telling you what to do, and in that more of a hand role. Because I guess we can assume that probably Christian Cole might not survive the war.
I know, that's right. Maybe we're alluding to that. We're setting that up.
Perfect segue for Larys to get that that recommendation that he didn't get from Aemond. So
big facts.
So that was there. And
let's well, go ahead.
No,
go ahead. No, I was gonna say, we can switch it up, man. Let's go to Team Black, man. Let's focus on Rhaenyra, man.
So it's American Idol auditions night 1, and Ryan Seacrest is hosting, and and so she finds let me get his name. What's his name?
Oh, Stefan Darklyn.
Stefan Darklyn,
so,
yes.
So Stefan Darklyn, yes.
And
we did the 23andMe, you know what I'm saying? The Game of Thrones 23andMe, and we find out she's like, this is your chance,
right?
And he's like, what are you talking about? I can't do it. She's like, no, you won.
It's the
same. Want a chance to be a dragon rider.
It's the same energy fucking Drew Carey gives on the damn Price is Right. Every time someone loses the game or is off by $1, Drew Carey goes, well, you get to spin the wheel though. You get to spin the wheel. And people literally just lost an $80,000 chance at a Mercedes or $100,000 in cash. And Drew Carey just said, well, at least you get to spin the wheel. And it's like, okay. One of her people at the round table were like, this is a terrible idea. Now, what do you personally, I wrote down we might lose a life. That's the con. But pro is a dragon rider, inevitable win for the Team Black, a new dragon. Yes. Oh, we might win this war.
I thought it was a chance that they needed to take, even though. This guy, he's been yapping in your ear for months, whatever, for days. Because
it's only been a few weeks, fans. We're only on week 2.
So he's been just yapping, and so she's like, "Well, no, I'm gonna do what I want."
Right. Yep.
But also at the same time, like, think about what this could mean,
Right, fam. Right.
And
Yes.
she gave and here's the thing, she didn't like not give him the risk. She told him like,
him,
if you're gonna do this, like, you gotta be prepared to die.
Yep.
And oh my God, like they're in that scene.
Okay,
it's looking promising.
So let's talk about let's just break this scene down because it was intense. It was cinematic. So they are singing to the dragon in High Valyrian, and I have an English translation here. Basically, it's kind of a poemist song. They're saying, "Fire breather, winged leader, but two heads, to a third sing." From the voice, yada yada yada. I'll put all the lyrics on the screen in post, but just trying to calm him and be like, "Hey, this is the ritual." Are those not just branches of a tree they found? How are the dragon why are they just using sticks to tame a dragon? That's very interesting to me. Maybe like what is it about those sticks that the dragon respects? You know what like?
Yeah, I do not know. Maybe it's just because they know the language a little bit. I don't know.
It's just historical, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was surprising to see a woman down there, like as a
interesting,
because like training it and things like that. And I was like, oh, okay. And I didn't know what Sea Smoke is like. It looks like he's mad calm.
Yep.
And it was like Sea Smoke was like, he was like, yo, come here.
Yeah. So
I got you. Come here.
And so did we not, based off of a tweet, did we not know or see on screen Laenor's death?
No, Laenor's still alive.
No, okay, so that's
she
right.
She let him go be gay. Like, I mean, whatever.
Right. That's right. He went on the ship to go be gay. That's right. Yeah. So here's the issue. According to George R.R. Martin's in the books and the lore, once a dragon has bonded with its rider, it will not allow anyone else to mount it while its rider lives unless accompanied by its rider. So that would mean that Laenor Valyrian possibly died off screen. Potentially.
Well, but then why didn't it accept this guy? And then
it didn't accept him just because the same way it didn't accept Rhaena, right? They keep bringing up Rhaena's first.
Well, no. Well, Rhaena didn't go after Sea Smoke, but it happens, right? Where they don't always accept everybody.
So,
but Sea Smoke's like, come here.
Not sure if that's a plot hole or not, but yeah. So, man, I thought he got it. I thought he had it in the bag. I thought he was going to hop on and fly out, and this was going to be a huge victory.
Yeah.
But then homie played him and just fucking barbecued him right then and there.
Just straight up barbecued him. Like it's over.
Assuming it's just is it a traditional thing to like off yourself? Little buddy didn't want to burn to death.
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
Like a Sir Eric situation.
Yeah, maybe it's like one of those things where it's like, I'm not worthy of dying by dragon fire. So it's like, I don't know, or maybe something like that.
Yeah. So this, of course, just sends Rhaenyra. It's her plan once again is not working. She's got now little buddy yapping in her ear like, bitch, you should have listened to me for the last week and a half. She smacks the shit out of him. Oh, I love it. She should have. She needs some blood on her hands. She should have. I wish she would have. I wish she would have taken his tongue out. I wish she would have had his tongue cut out. That would have been fantastic.
Yeah, the bitch that was smooth. I like that.
I need you guys to remember why you once feared me. Like
yes. Like I made y'all forget. Like I know I've been emotional. I know I've been a mess. But yeah, shut the fuck up. Wapa.
Yeah. And because she's just got all this built up tension. Her quote unquote husband or anyone that could give her a good time in bed is nowhere to be found. So she's probably built up central text, whatever. And so like and then she can't go to war. She can't ride her dragon. She can't say Dracarys. Her friend is now dead. They lost a dragon. She doesn't have any riders. They're getting burned left or right. And her only friend is Mysaria.
Mysaria, yes. And did you think it was gonna go there? From the rip?
No.
I had a feeling it was gonna go there. Once they got closer, I was like, oh shit, they gone.
Yeah, and so that moment, you could just see all throughout this episode. Like I said, built up sexual.
Yes,
so we get her backstory.
She's getting some nurturing
just
a little bit.
No one has hugged Rhaenyra in
a
presumably
hug.
2 weeks.
Yes. Yes.
Like it's just, it's just so to just have what in a world where it seems like, and Alicent, the parallels between now her and Alicent having nobody, and Rhaenyra mentions this, even Jace is now questioning my motives, like my own son. What is it good if I'm a queen if my own son hates me? And so now Alicent and Rhaenyra are now in these parallels together. But unfortunately for Rhaenyra, she's got this rock. She's got her best friend. I've been saying it from the beginning. I've liked this team up. And we get this gruesome backstory of her father got her pregnant as just a child. And they had to cut it out of her, just let her die in the streets, I think was the gist. Nasty.
Yeah, it was nasty.
I mean, that's hey, that'll do it. I understand why you hate men, and you just use the sex as a tool to get them to do things for you, and you know what I mean? So hats off to her. She's quickly becoming one of my favorites.
She's having that effect, like Missandei had on people. Like people love Missandei, and she's giving off that where it's like, nah, I don't want nothing bad to happen to her.
Dare I say the most powerful female that we have currently?
Because it's independent of anything. Like she can literally, she's the most authentic. Like she could truly be herself. You know what I'm saying?
Now that moment scripted was just supposed to be a hug.
Really?
But Miss Emma Darcy was like, hey, what if we, they were just supposed to kind of be close and breathing on one another for us to allude. But Emma Darcy was like, nah, let's see what happens.
She looked good. Like, I like her lips. You know what I
mean?
Man.
She just did an interview with the publication that whole thing was improvised. It was not supposed to be a kiss. But what a beautiful moment. Beautiful moment.
That was some good acting, both sides.
They're both.
I was convinced.
Yeah.
I was
good.
Like, oh,
they're good. Shit. Well, Emma Darcy is an ally. I think she's
okay.
I'll put it on the screen. I do not want to get her title wrong, but I think she's either bisexual or non-binary, I believe. Is what she identifies as. So she's for it. I'm not sure about the woman who plays Marcia, but
sorry,
sorry, I keep saying her name wrong. But she
it was good. It was good. And
a release of a moment.
Do you think that the knight knew, like when he walked in, do you think he could suspect something? He looked at her he did a double back on her before he left. But I don't think he saw.
No.
But the way they stopped was too weird, though. It was
a little bit, but obviously, we don't have any rainbow flags on Dragonstone, so I don't know. Is that remember Laenor had to hide his? He had to hide his whole.
And we thought Rhaenyra was into Alicent back in the day,
right?
You know what I mean? Like that,
so I think it's probably very frowned upon, especially in the royal sector. She married her uncle, for Christ's sake, so I think it probably if word did get out, it might not be too good for her, especially in the realm of the men of her council already not trusting her decisions. Rhaenyra, you know what I mean? Tread lightly. So I don't think he saw anything.
Okay.
But who knows? We'll see. We'll see how that plays out. But I'm all for it, dude. I'm all for it. Listen, I'm for this team. Rhaenyra is queen. Jace is a badass on a dragon.
Okay.
White Worm is her unofficial master whispers / little side piece girlfriend. And
you got a good hand of the king.
And then Corliss with the hand. I mean, that's
pretty solid.
It's a little bit more solid than what's going on over in King's Landing. So
I like it. I like it more.
So and then last scene from her is her just storming out, obviously because of news.
Well, no, before that, the big plan. The plan was the gift.
Yeah, the gift. Yes,
so, man. They basically play in the red dragon cross. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of the red cross, like they. And
red cross, red dragon, yes.
So I'm like, yo, okay. Like I see the little boat, and I'm thinking, like, man, what's that little boat gonna do for all these people?
And then it pans up. What a beautiful moment.
I was like, wow, like, yo, Rhaenyra is really trying to win the people, and it might work.
And the whole talking loud in the pub to like plant the seeds of the first rumor ever, so
Off-White was like running it. He was mad. Like,
he was mad. He didn't want that he didn't want that water soup. He didn't want any more fish. He wants some freaking meat.
What? He's like, I want them lambs. He's starting shit in the streets.
I love it. Yeah. So
I love that.
Solid plan to see again, just another notch up for my girl. Just trying to do everything she can to avoid having to get on the back of her dragon because it's what she wants to do, but no one will let her do it until she just goes off and do it. So very interesting. Do you want to cut to her daughter real quick? Just to kind of wrap up the one scene we had from her.
Yes. Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra. Adorable baby little storm cloud dragon just playing with the babies like you want one. You want one so bad.
Yeah, it was nice. It was like I was like, oh, like that's like Jurassic Park, like when you think that those animals are like calm and fun.
And then they grow up to be Tyrannosaurus. So it's interesting. And so this is where we potentially get her and her dragon. She's out for a walk with the brother. And
there's a wild dragon out there.
Yes.
And she's like, you misled me. Because she sees that and she sees all this like ash and stuff like that. And like, she's like, you misled me. And then she was like, well, there is a dragon out here, but like, I don't fucking know who it belongs to. So is she supposed to get is she actually supposed to get a dragon?
Yeah. So I think her mission now, because remember when Shippy came into the room, she was like, hey, we got it all set up. You guys can go stay with whoever else you want to go stay with.
Yeah, Prince Reggio and Pentos.
Whatever, right.
Get out of my house. I mean.
No, she's probably going to skip that boat trip, maybe send the littler ones, and she's going to go hunting for this dragon because now she can have a purpose. She can get her wings, and then hopefully, have a, because that's what she's trying to drill it into the little boy's head on the walk. Like sometimes your role might not be so big, but you got to trying to convince herself. But now that she knows there's a wild dragon out there, let's make it happen. So
I thought that was dope.
We should see her. Hopefully, maybe this season. I don't know. Might be a cliffhanger for next season.
Could be
potentially. So we'll see. I don't know too much on the lore or anything else there, but I'm almost positive it results in her on a dragon for some amount of time.
Okay, bet.
Man, 30D Daemon, Mr. King. King consort, just another day of the castle.
Daemon pissed me off still.
Mr. pissed me off. We're rolling through. Did you? We could have predicted that Viserys was going to show up in his dreams next to kind of help. That whole Daemon get over that whole thing, I guess. So, just another dream of Viserys and events from season 1, and so he is now blaming the Lord of the Castle for poisoning him or
Oh yeah, he's turning on Simon Strong, and I was like,
yeah.
whoa, don't do nothing to my boy, man. Like
Yeah, just
my boy let you stay in the
just trying to
crib, like
help, right?
yeah,
Right.
relax, man. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he's getting real paranoid. It's starting to mess with his head. Like this place is starting to mess with his head to the point where he feels like I got to get out of here.
Just when he was
But
about to leave, yeah.
yeah, just when he's about to leave. And I don't know. I'm over it, man. I'm over. I need him to really snap out of it. I guess he has to eventually. He has to snap
Yes.
out of it eventually. But
I saw an interesting clip last week with a kind of a theory that was essentially put to rest in this episode. But I thought that maybe alongside her witchy powers that Alys might be a ghost and that like only Daemon can see her in that sense.
yeah,
There was a scene when she was like wrapping his hands in last episode and from the axe, him trying to rebuild Harrenhal. The Strong comes in to give him news of a raven or whatever, and she exits right, and he kind of like looks like as in like Daemon, what are you looking at? And
yeah.
then kind of
Oh,
disappears. Like we
yeah.
don't necessarily see her exit, so there were some rumors swirling that like maybe this is just another hallucination of Daemon. But then we get the news that the old guy finally croaked and that even Alys Rivers there they sent to revive him couldn't do it with her magic powers. So Strong,
Well, but maybe she does have some type of mystical, like obviously powers like that. But
yeah,
maybe she is something. Because like, what if she wasn't? See, what if she technically wasn't there that whole time? Like, what if she was
right.
actually
That's where she's
in
been.
River?
Right,
Yeah,
maybe right. So she is a person, but like she's at River Run already, and Damon's just
yeah. She could be like
hallucinating.
in two places in
Or
once or
she's
something like that.
projecting back to
Yeah.
Harrenhal only when she needs to for Daemon because maybe
Well, if
interesting.
that's the theory, if that
Right,
because
right, right,
yeah,
right, right,
because
right,
it
right.
even didn't make sense though when he said that. He said even she went to go, and I'm like, when did she leave? Like when did she do that?
Right. Okay, we're putting it
When did she
together.
do that? I don't remember her leaving to go nowhere.
Interesting question.
Cause she
Okay.
wouldn't have got back so fast. Like I don't know. I just don't feel
Well,
like
and it's just that's the other this show and how they handle time.
in
We
geography.
don't know, right? We don't know when Damon's dreaming versus when he's not. They do a pretty good job with obviously the dead characters
Yes.
or bringing back events that we already know of. But who's to say that's not like like a faceless mask kind of situation that we just don't know about yet, or like
Yeah.
what's real and what's not. And
Was not.
so
Yeah.
I guess we just have to assume for now that when he's dreaming, he's dreaming. When he's awake is when we know he's awake.
Okay.
Unless more details to come, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, just another. So the king is court paramount is now the little boy is now in charge.
Yep. And we're gonna
And
see. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna see them meet up again.
next week, yeah, yeah.
Next week. So
Mhm.
we'll get to that.
Yeah, so just over. I mean, I thought that was it, man. I thought Damon had his bags packed and he was going to hop on the dragon and fly out back to do something of something.
Yeah.
But just another week, but it's out. He says, "I need help. Give me the answers, please. What am I supposed to do?" And for the second time this season, the king has been told by a woman to do nothing. And it's just so I guess presumably Damon's going to hang out for the next 3 days and see what happens.
See what happens. Yeah.
Because he's lost otherwise. He doesn't know one, like you said last week, no one's respecting him as a king, and we'll see. He doesn't want to go back to Rhaenyra because no way in hell he's gonna, be pegged down again.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, because then because he probably knows he's gonna probably lash out on her, even though it's all his fault. He's just that type of person. It's like, I hate you for this, I hate you for that. And it's like,
yep.
bro, you gotta work out your issues on somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
and then character wise, I think we gotta talk about the brothers.
Corlys and
Paul,
his, yeah.
I mean, his sons and stuff like that. And is that in terms of character wise? Is there anybody else we got to feature? Is that last but not least, kind of Corlys and the boys?
Rhaenyra, Alicent, Aegon, Aemond. Yeah, no, I think this is it. So
Okay.
yeah,
Wow, man. So we get Corliss, and this was big because I'm happy that this is developed because
yes,
again, we see them in episode 1 and
you've been
I
asking.
brought it up and I
Yep,
was like, yo,
yep,
I think this guy's gonna mean something because like why would
yo,
they just introduce this guy? Why are they giving you seconds on the screen alone if you're not supposed to be somebody? So
yep.
Corliss, gives him the lowdown. He's like, all right, man, I need you to do this. I
Game
need you to
time.
do that
Yep.
because it's wartime. They're thinking about, yes, I remember Aemond made that they're trying to make a deal with the triarchy, which I'm like, yo, bro, how you gonna make a deal with the people that your dad had to fight and everything like that? Like
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
where I think like with Aemond, I think he's overlooking some
Yep,
things because
yep.
he was too young to know what that was
Yeah,
about. You know what I'm saying?
yes, yeah.
So he wasn't around. So there's probably about to be some
Mm,
fighting there again, and Corliss is giving him the lowdown, and I think he's trying to find purpose. He's trying to he's accepting his responsibility. Right,
yeah,
first day at the job, he's the first one in the office.
yeah, yeah,
First day in the job, he's the
yeah,
first one in the office,
yeah.
and I'm like, all right, yeah, this is a whole different vibe. Yeah, I mean, for Team Black now, and so he's given Alan of Hall, which
Uh-huh.
is Alan Valerian,
Uh-huh.
right? He gives him the lowdown. And he's like,
Yeah.
yo, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, and then Alan though is
What's
reluctant,
up with your boy? He
and
doesn't
he
want the permit. Like what?
yeah
Why?
he's
Like he
reluctant.
feel like
He's like, is
he's
this a request or is this an
like
order?
so. Yeah,
He was like,
and
well, like, and here's the thing. I think these men, yeah, I mean, like they didn't have their father growing up, so
uh-huh.
they want to be accepted, but I
Yep.
think they're not realizing like this
Yep.
is Corliss's way of accepting y'all as his sons.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like he doesn't know y'all, but he's trying,
We
he's
know.
this is the olive branch. This is the olive branch. And he's like, yo, I like if you do this for me,
Yep.
trust me, I
Yep.
got you. Like
Yep. And
I'm a
bro, and we know from history, personal experience that men love to bury their emotions. Like it's
yes,
just
yes.
we do not become vulnerable by them. We keep it in until it eats us away or until it comes out. And so, yeah, Corliss can't just come out and be like, "Look,
I
bros,
love you. I miss
right,
you.
I'm sorry. Like, let's move
Like I'm mourning my wife still.
forward. I'm your pop. Like, let's come move into the castle. We'll make this right. Let's sit down and hash it out. And like, by the way, I want you to be my first mate. And
Yep.
I don't. We'll figure out a job for you. But and so but like. So is this just a proud moment for him, right? Just not really wanting to now all of a sudden the daddy wants to come around and give him attention.
Yep.
He's like, nah, fam, I didn't have you for the first 30 years. I'm
Yep.
strong by myself. Yeah, I pulled you out of the water. It's my duty. You're my kid. Like, whatever, fine. Let it
Sure.
go. But
Yeah.
like, he doesn't want it.
Yeah.
And
He doesn't really want it.
but his brother is just like, and in that conversation with those two, we discover they know, right?
Oh yeah, they know,
Yeah.
and we discover why this man has a bald head. This man be growing white hair out of his head. That's what his brother said. Why you keep with this subterfuge? I mean, subterfuge is like a distraction, like faking stuff out, and like because I don't think they have shaving cream back then, bro.
Uh-huh.
So there was like
Uh-huh.
white stuff on his head, and I'm like, yo, some
Uh-huh.
of those I think are strands of hair.
He's
Like
wearing, and he has the thing on his head because it's coming in, and he doesn't
yeah,
want people to
he
know who
hides.
daddy is.
Yeah, because for whatever reason, his white hair probably shows out more than his brother's. You
And
know what I'm
that's the
saying?
tall tale, right?
Yeah, man.
Wow, that's how you tell. Okay.
Yeah,
So, wow, right. And
yeah, bro.
so now he's accepting or being forced into this role of first mate that he doesn't want. His brother's been hounding him, like, bro, this is it. He owes
Yeah, you
us.
gotta. I mean, at least you're getting some recognition. Like take what you can get. Take what you
Yeah.
can get. Like take what dad
Yes.
is giving you.
Right.
And he's
Right.
like, man, nah, fuck that, bro. And he's like, is it a request or order? And then the Cordless don't even. He's just like,
He's
because
like,
if
I'll
he would
see
have
you
said
first
this,
thing in the morning. Yeah.
because I am, yeah, I'm see you first thing in the morning. I am requesting because I do, but it's like I don't really need your answer, like because I need you in this role, bro. So
Yeah.
so don't even give him the option. So he's just like, no, like I'll see you tomorrow. And he takes it. He's like, all right, I'll be there. I'll do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
Little bro is like, yo, but at least you're getting attention. He don't even talk to me. Like he don't
So
even look. He don't even look my way.
Right.
You know.
And so it just, and then we get this moment that what were you expecting here? Where were you?
I'm sorry.
Good.
Yeah. No, that was crazy. That was crazy. At the very end of the episode, I'm like, wow, are we like you know, I had a feeling that's where it was going.
Yeah.
Like, why is Sea Smoke just kind of like around? First, I thought it was the wild dragon at first.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Me
just
too.
because you know, I didn't know Sea Smoke was just out there.
Yeah.
And I see the dragon, I'm like, oh, that's Sea Smoke.
Yep.
And yeah, like so Sea Smoke chose this man?
Yeah. Yes. He is now
But like yeah. So, but that's the thing, you know, do you not have to have Targaryen blood to be a dragon rider? Can you be anybody? Because that's what in the preview, that's what Jace brings up. He's like, so like anybody could be dragon rider? Like any man, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Anybody could be a dragon rider?
Well, I mean, unless there's just, I don't know, at some point in time, well, is it, I
know.
Yeah. And like did we ever see this? I don't think, unless like the dragons are little babies like we saw and they like grew up with them. Sure. That's probably a given that one of those children will ride that dragon inevitably, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a reason Dany can ride all of her dragons because she was there when the eggs hatched, right?
Yes.
So I don't know what, and I mean, it seemed for a slight moment that Lil Buddy in the beginning got the approval for a moment, but maybe he was too nervous. Maybe he was too quick. I don't know.
Yeah.
So like they keep saying, they keep driving it home that dragons are gods, right?
Yes.
Everyone keeps saying that. So I don't know the rules versus the books versus the lore versus what everyone's telling us. Like, you know, and I think Rhaenyra might have mentioned, or someone mentioned it, I think in this episode, if that was the case, everyone would have a dragon. Why doesn't every house would have a dragon? And then it would just kind of be this, you know, who's quicker and who's more strategic on theirs, but they don't. So I don't know. I mean, I thought it just, well, because it's obviously Laenor's dragon.
Yes.
And Laenor is also a descendant of Corlys, correct?
Yeah, but he's definitely a Targaryen though.
Right.
His mom was a Targaryen though.
Right. So that bloodline doesn't, so maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I do not know.
Yeah, we're definitely entering some unprecedented territory when it comes to like the rules and what we know dragons to be and the lore and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see what's going down. Yep. I'm interested to see, like, you know, that relationship between the Valerians. You know what I mean? Like that developing. I want to see it. I want to see my man get a role. I want him to stand on his name. I mean, I want his dad to kind of acknowledge him too, though.
Right? You know yeah. We need that final father-son moment between Corlys and both of his sons now, obviously, but like especially Alan and even his brother. So it's very love that. And I mean, obviously with Rhaenys' death, I mean, we just to progress that story forward and planting those seeds of like, well, who's going to be your successor?
Yep.
You know, obviously we've got two bold choices right here. Yeah. And then Rhaenyra hearing this news just is out. She's gone. This is it.
Yeah.
She's like, yo, someone's got my dragon.
Someone's got my husband's. My dead husband. Well,
that's true. Dragon. That's very true. Right. My dead husband.
Wait up. Time out. I need to find out who the fuck is riding my baby daddy's. It's not really her baby daddy, but
of course,
husband, no, ex-husband.
Save face. Of course, don't let anybody know, except everyone does. But it's fine. We see in the preview for next week. Angry. I thought he was gonna come riding into Dragonstone. I thought Corlys was gonna greet him with open arms.
Yeah.
I thought this was gonna be a whole happy family moment. but it seems like Rhaenyra's like screaming at him on the beach, like, "What do you want? What's the play? Like, where are you at?" I mean, we would have to assume that he's Team Black, right?
You would hope so. You would hope.
Oh, wow.
You would hope.
I mean, unless he has enough hatred for Corlys, enough hatred that he's ignoring him and his son and Alan and his brother.
Yeah.
Could he switch? Could he go fight against the team?
It's possible, man. Anything's possible.
Yeah. So I'm assuming and hoping we get that confrontation like right off the gate next episode. Penultimate.
Let's go.
Predictions, fam. What do you think? I mean, so we also see Aemond in next week's trailer, just kind of slamming down, getting on his horse. We see Vhagar flying. So we're getting Vhagar and Aemond in next week's episode.
Predictions, I think. Oh man, I think Rhaenyra maybe, closes in on getting her dragon. I think Sea Smoke and Adam Valeria, I think they're gonna be, I think he's coming to Team Black. I think Team Green, though, they're gonna probably be making some advances with their army. Maybe that's why Aemond is flying out there.
Right.
There is gonna be some conflict. So like Team Green is gonna be kind of maybe winning, but like Team Black is gonna be kind of like fortifying some things, I think. Behind the scene.
Yeah. I think we'll definitely see her get her dragon.
I think Grandpa's coming back. I think we're going to see Otto Hightower.
So we kind of touched on it a little bit. He's just MIA.
Yeah.
Like, and Gwaine is like, hey, he'll write when there's news, I guess. So whatever he's planning, interesting, curious to see there. I wonder if he'll like ride in with Darren on a dragon, maybe to kind of back up Aemond and Vhagar. Who knows? That could be that. There's a prediction. That's for you, Otto, and we maybe meet Darren and see his dragon. Penultimate, maybe.
Yeah.
And again, we know how this storyline in this show is with time. But if we get to if this 3 days has passed that Alys is telling Daemon about, just wait. Oh, that owl coming in on her arm, so badass.
Yeah.
Was she holding that mouse the whole time?
I don't know.
It's so badass. Whatever. But so I'm maybe assuming if next week's episode is that 3-day mark, we might get the battle between Aemond and Daemon. So that could be that'd be my prediction. Aemond and Daemon battle it out.
Okay.
And who, if anyone, survives, I think that might be. Listen, is that going to be? Did we waste the whole season with Daemon at Harrenhal hallucinating just for it to be his demise?
I know, that'd be crazy. That would be nuts, like, if they got rid of that character.
Everything that they gave us of him in season 1, the sexy short hair, the cutting off of the head, the just the character building, the marriage to Rhaenyra,
the way he won that war,
with the crab feeder.
Like
dragon is the quickest dragon in the land. They built this man and his character up on just this pedestal to the point where he most likely should have been, or could potentially still be king, consort, whatever the label is. And to just, for the last 8 episodes, and now it's because it sounds like with Aemond's plan, he's headed to Harrenhal. Maybe like Lannisters are on their way. Like, so if they're meeting Daemon at Harrenhal, sounds like a battle between the Blondies, and and it might not end well for either of them. So we'll see.
I know.
We'll see. So excited for next week. Here's my last prediction. Pray to the Cheddar Bay biscuit gods. Christian Cole just gets.
There we go.
Eaten. I hope he gets eaten.
Yeah, right.
I hope he gets eaten, not burned. I hope I hope a dragon
devoured just out.
Yeah, like comes down, like it maybe. Oh, whose dragon would it make sense? Rhaenyra. I hope Rhaenyra's dragon just scoops up Kristen Cole and just kind of eats him as a snack in the middle of the battle. That would be perfect. A little poetic justice, a little solid wrap to his character because he can't. God, I pray if he makes it to season 3, I'm rioting. But other than that, fam, any other notes, any other things we missed? I think we hit all the characters. We hit all these points.
Yeah, just the guy Hugh, you know what I mean? You know, he was excited, like, you know, he's stealing. Yo, bro, there was more food out there for you. You could have just waited just a second. I mean, or just go get your own.
Desperate measures. Yo, did you think he was gonna eat the dog? When he got that dog, the idea, I mean,
he right was. It was desperate times.
Hey, why haven't they? Like, I'm sorry, it's nasty, but like, hey man, I know you need horses for battle, but a whole horse could feed.
Yeah.
You know, I know it's not the greatest, but like, feed the horse to the dragon, give the sheep to the people, maybe. I don't know,
maybe.
like. So I'm hoping we got a little bit of Hugh, we got a little bit of Off-White in this episode, and hopefully more of them to come. Like you said, man, I wrote it down. We got lost in the sauce a little bit, but just giving you your flowers. You've been saying it since episode 1. The reasons that we see these characters, something's gonna happen. We're gonna see them develop. They've got to answer these questions, and we're pretty much there. I think there's a few questions left unturned. Laenor, Sea Smoke, you know, the tryouts with the dragons. We'll see. I'm excited for next week, and then that's it. We've got two more.
This is about to be the craziest episode. This next one is about to be the craziest episode.
I mean, I
think it's like a 70-minute runtime. I think.
Is it? Damn. All right, let's go. Yeah. Let's go.
Then we get 70 and like 68 minutes or something like that.
Just to wrap it all up. Okay. Yep. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as always, another week, another episode down. Let us know what you thought in the comments below. Share, like, do everything you need to do. Follow us on social media. Look out for those clips and everything else that we've been posting and Los and everything, all the effort and work that we're putting in to this podcast this season around. Hopefully it'll be some of our best work. So as always, until next time, Los, have a great week, my friend. We'll see you guys next Monday for episode 7, penultimate House of the Dragon. Let's go.